what we're going to do is provide the committee with an opportunity, or the panel rather, an opportunity to comment on each other's thoughts. If there's anything they want to offer, I'll maybe pose a question once we go through that once, but then we're going to open it up for you folks to offer your questions. So maybe we'll just, if anybody wants to respond to anything that anyone else has said to start with. They're probably going to be very polite. Feel free to be polite, compliment your colleagues and be polite.
Can I ask a question about technology? Do you see technology as being the solution?
I'll just restate the question if everyone heard it. Will technology be a solution? Do you see it as being that solution?
I think the sort of standard approach when we're not sure how we want to answer something or get hold on it later, it will probably be part of the solution, but it will not be the entire solution. And I think in terms of, again, putting on the engineering hat here, there's a tendency that as engineers we like to offer a technological fix. We like to be able to say, okay, I can fix your problem, because we like to fix problems. But we do it by coming up with a better technology, a better way of installing it. But again, I think as we've heard from all the panelists here, technology in isolation won't do much. Technology exists to serve the needs of people. Those people live in an economic and social and political system, and I mean, history is replete with examples of good technologies that, for one of those reasons, never caught on, or bad technologies that, for some of those reasons, were applied in places they shouldn't have. So I'm not sure. I'm not convinced as a technological solution. I think technology will inevitably be part of whatever happens. I guess what I would be worried about is, I mean, especially, first off, when you hear it from politicians, especially, our great innovative nation, our scientists and so forth, are going to solve our problem for global warming. We'll sequester the carbon. And, it's usually accompanied by a promise that you won't have to change your standard of living. You won't have to change your lifestyle materially. We'll fix that with technology. So you keep doing what you're doing, but we'll make things sustainable. And I think that's where it gets really dangerous.
There was a recent editorial cartoon I saw, and it was an airplane, a jet airplane, right? And they had the what do you call it, hose in to put the fuel into it, but on the hose it said technology. Right? So the question is, does technology in fact replace fuel? And to a degree, it helps. But it isn't the solution. Other comments or questions amongst our panel members?
Maybe in general, I mean, I think in some ways, I think we're on a very similar page in terms of cities and the challenges they face. My question to everyone else would be, from that sort of practical standpoint, what can we do, or what should we prioritize? Is it an economic problem? Is it an economic system? Do we change? Is it political? Is it distribution of wealth? Is it material? Is it how we use it? What do we do next?
I think we're sort of approaching some very important issues with David. His response was interesting. We seem to be, and also with Susan and her question, we seem to be a society obsessed with techno fixes. And the aircraft's a good example. Same with automobile. We've managed to develop engines that use fuel much more efficiently. Has it reduced our carbon impact? No. We're buying more cars. Well, why are we buying more cars? Well, that's not a technological issue, really. It's an issue with the political economy, I would say. Buying more cars, first of all, there's more people, but the people that are there, have a bit more money, and they've decided to spend that money on cars. Well, why? Well, that's not something left to chance by any of the automobile companies. I mean, they're probably the biggest advertisers on the planet, right? It's not left to chance. And so, I don't know what we do to try to, as educators, teachers, whatever, what you will do to try to move the society needs a total obsession with techno fixes and technology. Because I love technology too, you know, we all, most of us do, but to think that that's gonna save us from the mess we're in, that could be a very serious delusion.
Interesting answer. Thank you. Karen or Susan, anything like to add to that?
Yeah, I agree. I think our solutions, if we ever find them, and again, it's the goal to shoot for, are social, political solutions, and to be swayed by, to forget that the tool is just a tool. It's not the answer in itself. It's what you do with that tool that says something about your culture, about your politics. The huge challenge is how do you engage everyone in the civic life, in being responsible for themselves and for each other, and that's a really, really difficult issue, especially when there are forces working against that. They would rather we didn't chat about these things and continue to buy our cars and so on. So there are those forces in all of us that work against that. So I'm not sure how one responds to that, but as I said, you keep striving for that.
I would say it's going to come down to a combination of technology, the political economy, and certainly adopting new perspectives and new philosophies. And I honestly think at a very, very fundamental level, it's going to come down to changing the way that we accumulate wealth, and perhaps how we display that wealth and how we value what we value. And I think that involves a major, major shift in individuals' perspective, but I also think in cultural perspectives.
David, you posed the question. Want to offer any comments to the result?
I mean, at some level, we will adapt. Fixes will happen as needed. I think the question is, you know, cities, as they are forced to evolve, will evolve. People, as they are forced to change, will change. The question is, can we motivate action to reduce the difficulty of that, to reduce the pain of that? And so how do we go about doing that? And my guess is it's going to be incremental. It's going to be grassroots. Forget somebody, I wish I could remember who said this, but they basically pointed out our biggest challenge isn't actually resources. We can figure out how to better make use of materials and so forth. And it isn't necessarily things like population growth. We have the ability to change that. There are precedents for it. You know, there's experience with that. We can manage our population as a planet. They decided the real challenge was the economic system. If you sort of look around the world, we've reached a point with capitalism where, I mean, even the communists are capitalists now. And we're getting to the point where there are no other examples on any scale, other than sort of a market-based, monetized way of life. And changing that is going to be harder than changing our technology, even changing sort of how we live day to day, maybe some of our activities. So, I don't quite know how to fix that.
Good question. I'm going to pose one question and return it over to the audience.